Okay, so last review of the year, unless that other game about the feathery dog comes out and is not delayed again, but most likely will be because it always fucking is. This is Final Fantasy 15, the One Direction experience. And man, what a starch opposite to World of Final Fantasy. If you have not watched that entire review, go watch it now. I can wait. Watched it? Good. So, take all that praise and throw it in the bin, as 15 is pretty much the exact opposite. Starting off, we'll just start off with the music, as with our other two RPGs we have covered, the music is the same. Really nice music on the set pieces, but the same one repetitive battle track. And I will mute this, but this fight here that you're seeing, I'm also speeding it up. This fight with these birds takes 6 minutes. That's 6 minutes of the same repetitive battle music. And while some battles are a lot shorter, you don't want to hear the same music for roughly 6 minutes at a go. However, a commenter by the name of Matt Smith said that you could change the battle music on World of Final Fantasy in the menus as you unlock the tracks throughout the game. And after a bit of digging, I did find that. So thank you, Doctor. At least someone had the decency to tell me. Where was my tip box for that god lady? Nowhere. Who knows? Maybe as I play through this game, the mixtape will unlock in the settings somewhere. But as of yet, I'm not seeing it. And I mean, come on. If you're using One Direction as your cast, where are all the One Direction songs? I was expecting battles to go more like this. Nobody can drag me down. So, music is nice in cities and shit, but tedious one track in battles for now. So like Pokemon and World of Final Fantasy, it's a half point. But then, here's where the stark contrast between our lovely boy band and Worlds comes in, as everything is pretty much the exact opposite. The graphics, I mean, I can't knock them. They do look very amazing and everything has been polished to a rather high quality. Unfortunately, much like everything we will get into, the graphics are based in reality. So while you will get some nice scenery like in Skyrim, the realistic graphics limit the amount of crazy shit that you're going to see. So, like where in Worlds we were seeing towns made out of books, or Land of Darkness castles, and all sorts of crazy shit, here we see normal ass cities and oil rigs? I'm not sure what they are from this tutorial boss, which sums up the graphics themselves. Oh look there, look at the pretty grasslands here, but there is nothing too fantasy-ish about the grasslands. It's just a few oil rigs. Is that what them metal structures are? And a few metal pipes. And the boss, I'm guessing, is supposed to be a behemoth. But this looks very different from this. Or this. Again, because bright purple is not a realistic colour. So we made it grey instead. So rather than it looking like a behemoth, it just looks like a dull-assed, two-horned rhino. So while the graphics are nice, the realistic tone of them really limits what the world is capable of. As, oh look, it's a realistic car on a realistic road. Ooh, realistic town. I thought this was supposed to be Final Fantasy, not final reality that I will never be able to obtain because I'm not a boy band on tour. But let's move in to the gameplay. It fucking sucks. Hey Bob. Yeah? What's that thing that everyone hated about the combat in one of the Final Fantasies? There was a few things, like the drawing the magic out in 8, but if talking about one of the more recent ones, I guess the paradigm shifting in 13. Yeah, that was it, thanks. Why did you want to know that? Oh, no reason. It's just because I'm going to base the entire battle system around it and make it even worse. Oh, okay. Wait, what? So, small jokes aside, as it's not the paradigm system, the battle system still sucks balls. As, first off, it's an active time battle system, because that's worked out so well in the past, right? Second, during this active fight, you can cast magic and do quick time events when the button prompts come up. And you can also teleport around, and it makes any battle with multiple targets a chaotic mess. Like this fight. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm teleporting around and swinging wildly while spamming teleport, as I think that helps. I don't fucking know. If you can make sense of what's going on screen right now, then good luck to you, as I'm just pressing buttons, which is a good summation of the combat. Spyro, how's the combat? You press buttons. No rhyme or reason. You just press buttons and hope for the best. How do you fuck up this bad? Like, yeah, 13 had paradigm shifting shit, but at the very least, it was still turn-based. You could choose to attack, magic, or paradigm shift on your turn. Holy shit, this is a bad sign. I'm praising Final Fantasy 13 for something other than Chocolina. Game over, man! Game over! And I feel like the only reason the teleport move is there is because the new Overwatch character Sombra has a teleporter and everyone loves her, right? So let's take the translocator, work it into combat, it doesn't work at all, and crank up the settings to maximum. Sombra? Sombra's shit. She can only teleport once. We can do it at infinitum because we've got ATD, attention teleporting disorder.
See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later. Be right back. Be right back. Be right back. Be right back. Be right back.
And this worries the shit out of me. As remember when they showed that 7 Remakes trailer? Oh look, it's active time! So I guess 7 is going to be a complete fucking mess in the combat department, as well as being a complete fucking mess by being episodic! And it's made even worse as the combat poses no real danger or threat. Sure, you might be under-leveled in a few areas, but if you're in a tough fight, you might need a potion or two, but don't worry about it. Coming out of a fight with 1 HP and getting fucked over by another random monster? Nah, don't worry about it. No need to worry, because that is clearly too... what's the word? It's clearly too much of a advanced strategy for a baby like you, as clearly you are a baby and you've never played a Final Fantasy game before, and we don't want the baby to feel too overwhelmed. So, after every single fight, your health is fully replenished and any status ailments like poison are completely removed, because we don't want you to feel like you're in any kind of danger. Which, in my opinion, makes the game boring. Because as long as I know I can win a fight, then the world feels fine and at peace. You never feel like you're in any danger. Oh, this war that's going on in the story all around me? Oh, don't worry. Kill half the army and almost die? Well, now that the fight is over, you're back to full health and cured of all your status ailments, so you're ready for the other half of the army in the next fight. Oh, and it does not stop there, as they have made the combat something like the fucking worst part of Pokemon. You see, leveling up only increases your stats by a little. Now, I'm not going to say I fully understand how this works, I'm just going to show how it works. But from what they're getting at, leveling up only increases your stats by a little, but they're shit, right? If you want the true stats, then you have to EV and IV grind. Are you fucking kidding me? So, throughout the world, be it at shops and found by killing the local wildlife, you can find ingredients. And when you find a safe place out in the world, One Direction here can set up a camp. As you can see, this camp setup is kind of like a spawn point if you die. But what's the main thing you do when you're camping? Why, cook food with your mates, of course. So after we set up camp, we are treated to this menu. And if we have the right ingredients, then you can cook that specific food. And depending on what food you cook and consume, you get extra IVs in speed or defense or whatever. You can see this as once I consume my food, so I'm just sitting down on the log eating the food, but once I consume my food, my level there goes up slightly without doing anything, only eating. So I gained those stats. It's like a slight level up for extra stats, but they are the extra IVs over the main stats. So I'm not sure how it works, but apparently we've got to EV and IV grind. So bust out that fucking IV calculator, because you need to see what is the optimal food consumption to get that perfect 6 IV Harry Styles for when you go competitive. Oh, just fuck off, Square Enix. Just give me all the stats when I level up, please. I already hate EVs and IVs and Pokemon. Don't bring this shit into Final Fantasy. As for the story, while not as complicated as 13, it's just as boring. Here's what I got from it before I gave up. So, One Direction are princes, maybe. I think one of them is and the other's a bodyguard, sort of. And they're on their way to a kingdom, to a marriage, to bring peace to the 2 kingdoms. Oh, fuck. Is this Romeo and Juliet 2 or the Hatfields and McCoys? I did enough of this shit in school. 2 warring families that are warring for no reason. I mean, there is a reason. But an arranged marriage will fix all of this. Great. And while I want this to be sarcasm, like, oh yeah, shit plot, but it could have a good spin, it's not. Remember when I said this in my World of Final Fantasy review? And you're reading that, and you're thinking, that sounds like the dumbest, stupidest thing for a level I have ever heard. And you're right. But they play it so serious and straight-faced, like this is just a normal thing that happens, that it works. They know how absurd the concept is, and they roll with it like Saints Row 4 style. Yeah, well, the reverse applies here. It's not this stupid plot we are taking so overly serious that it's Saints Row 4, just roll with it because it's funny. 15 is the opposite. This is GTA. It's a very serious story with no comic relief at all, and you will take it seriously. It's as bad as 13, where we had Lassie and Falsey and all this other bollocks, and everyone is like, this is not a joke. You take all of this nonsense seriously. Don't you dare laugh at the stupid monster that gives you a curse tattoo that turns you into this crystal thing. This is fucking this is serious! Same applies here. We have some crazy war that's going on over the crystals, and this is war, right? This is war. People die in war. War is bad. You take this shit seriously. And because of this, every character is bland and never gets any chance to expand their character or their character arc. Even One Direction, caught up in the middle of it, never really grows or develops. Sure, after seeing what the war is actually about, they have a bit of a revelation, but it's nothing major. I could show you a clip, alright? So, here's a clip of them near the beginning of the game from the gameplay trailer from GameSpot. Ooh, silver-haired man is looking all serious. Then, this clip. Is this from the middle? The end? Mere moments after that serious bit? Who cares? Because they're all interchangeable. Every clip is interchangeable. Like with World of Final Fantasy, you can see a progression. We start off carefree, then we see inside the cathedral and we're like, oh fuck. Then we get our memory back that has the twist, hence I'm not showing it. And then after that, we're getting our memory back, we're like, oh, shit's going down. Whew, this is not a game anymore. We need to have a bit of a tonal change to kill final boss man. But just because they're being serious near the end to kill the final boss man doesn't mean anything. After he's dead, or at least we're about to deal the killing blow, we're all like, yay, we've saved the world. Now we can call final boss Tin Can and mock him and be childish as we're about to kill him. Because we can, because we're taking this stupidly, we're just rolling with it. There is a development and a constant shifting tone, and each cutscene reflects as such. Here, none of that. Here, one member, it's like, we're members of One Direction looking serious. And even after events, here is a completely different scene of One Direction member looking bland and monotone. They never change. Even after a major death happens. Sure, the moment the major death happens, they have a bit of a cry and a fight on the bus. But then it's back to, woo! Boy band on tour in our tour car! Well, that major death felt like it meant something to the story and is really going to add impact. Oh, wait! No, it doesn't, because now we're just back to the same monotone boy band shit. It never had any impact whatsoever. Also, this is post Spyro now. This was like something that I'm adding in after like I'm editing it. So I'm editing it right now and it's like I can't just say about the major death and not actually show it, because it's almost like you're watching an entirely different cutscene and it shows you how bad the voice actors are. So I've got it up on my media player right now, and I'm going to have it on like a little low volume so I can hear it, and you're going to see the actual clip. But I want to give you some context on this clip so that you know just how monotone they are. So this is after that major death I was talking about. The boy band are in a hotel, or a kind of like hotel, and one of the members comes in and hands the paper to another one of the members, and it says about the major kingdom. Okay, I just want you to get that into your head. The major kingdom in the game has fallen to the enemy, and that means that the silver-haired man that will be told to calm down, that means his father, the king, remember, his dad, the king, and his wife are dead. Okay, they're dead, right? His father died in this. I mean, they don't quite know he's dead yet. It's kind of like a little bit of uncertainty, but he is dead. But like, his father could be potentially dead, and he reacts in such a monotone way, and it's when he reacts in this monotone way, the other member of the direction is just like, I need you to calm down. So I'm now going to play this, and I'm going to count it down so that you can also watch the cutscenes and I can add in my own audio, just so you can get a feel for how monotonous this voice acting is. So 3, 2, 1, play. So, as you can see here is silver-haired boy band member coming in, and a bit serious.
What's that look for?
What's that look for?
It's in all the papers.
What is? Insomnia Falls. What?
What?
This your idea of a joke?
I need you to calm down so I can explain.
Did you just hear that? Is this your idea of a joke? Whoa! Whoa! Let's just play that again. Let me just rewind. Let's just play that again. So remember, the main kingdom has fallen, and he sounds mildly perturbed. And the other guy, it's like he's having a completely different conversation, or like the voice actors are in completely different booths. Because this guy's like, I need you to calm down, you're clearly unstable. So again.
Falls. What? This your idea of a joke?
I need you to calm down so I can explain.
I'm as calm as I'm gonna get.
I'm as calm as I'm going to get. That mildly annoys me. Please do not make me raise another octave. And then the other guy's like, whoa! I need you to calm down. Calm the fuck down. You are clearly unstable. I'm as calm as I'm going to get. This mildly annoys me that my kingdom's been captured and my father's dead. And every cutscene's like this. We'll just like let this now play through.
There was an attack. The Imperial army has taken the Crown City.
What else do we know? Well, then we can't be sure until we see it with our own eyes.
See what, the Crown City?
That means we go back to Insomnia.
Might not be safe for us there.
Might not be safe for
It
us
might
here.
not be safe for us here.
Turn back.
It might not be safe for us here. Did you hear the emotion in my voice? It might not be safe for us here. And I'm gonna show you now. I'm gonna show you a print screen from YouTube. Because I thought this story was dragging on. And this is why. It's over 6.5 hours long! 6.5 hours of this guy and his monotone fucking boy band. And any time there's a serious moment like the king is dead or the crown city's taken, he's just like, is this your idea of a joke? This mildly annoys me. And the other guy must be in some different recording booth because he's like, I need you to calm down. It's like, he is calm. I mean, he's not really calm. He's mildly annoyed. He's mildly perturbed. Yet you think he's having a fit. But even the guy that says, I need you to calm down, it's not like, okay, I need you to calm down. He's just in the same monotone voice. It's like everybody's voice is interchangeable. It's like, is this your idea of a joke? I'm mildly perturbed. I need you to calm down. So we need to go back to Insomnia. It might not be safe there. It might not be safe for us here. Look, I can fucking do it. Can I have money, Square Enix? Can I have money? Because I just perfectly emulated that cutscene. So yeah, it's 6.5 hours of this.
Shadow? Android? Am I an android too?
And again, even though the king is dead, the fucking king died! A major character in the story died! Is this your idea of a joke? I'm as calm as I'm gonna be right now. This mildly annoys me. Yet the very next scene, did the fucking major character dying impact the story? No, back to fucking driving around in the car being a boy band. Their tone does not change. And I know what it all comes down to. That's being the online shooter that I think Ubisoft showed off at E3. This one. Man, yeah, you're doing some stealth to catch a drug lord, but always on the run. And man, look how big our open world is. It's the biggest open world on the market. It's so good. Yeah, but if you watch it, there's fuck all in it 90% of the time, barring dirt and shrubbery. Why do you think we get a car in Final Fantasy 15? And why do you think there are roads in 15? Because it ain't to make the world look pretty. No. Because zoomed in, here's a picture of the GTA map. Pretty big. Then, here's a picture of the Witcher 3 map. Ooh, it's a little bit bigger. Then, here is a picture of the 15 map. Oh, wowie zowie, so big, so huge, world's largest open map to date. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, but there's fuck all in it. So they spent all their time making a huge ass map and making sure theirs is the biggest open world to date. And in doing so, they forgot to put anything in it, and forgot to make likeable characters, a decent story, and a battle system that's not completely fucked to shit. This picture encompasses it best. A road surrounded by empty wasteland of nothing. And if you don't use your car, then you're going to be wandering the empty wastes for hours. And everyone's taking screenshots. Pick any of the ones that I'm showing on screen now. As you can see, it's all the same. Here's the one dude close to the road, but as you can see, no one wants to go off the road, as they know how long of a walk it is back to the car. And on either side of the road, nothing. It makes the world feel dead. I mean, look at this one. This is the one that I took that's got the most life in it. Okay, so we got some monsters chilling in the lake there, but around them, sure, we got a forest with fuck all in. Trust me, I checked. And an expansive wasteland with some arch-like rock to the right. And AAA needs to get it through their thick, stupid head that just because it's the largest world doesn't make it the best. And things like this are so big that they feel dead. Which brings us to the Fallout question. And every AAA developer needs to ask themselves this before doing it. Fallout is the only world, and I mean the only one, that is supposed to be dead. It is a world where nuclear war happened and all of humanity has been destroyed, either killed in the war by the radiation from the nuclear fallout or killed by mutants like Deathclaws that were caused by the radiation. It is a world that is literally dying, yet it feels more alive than this one, as there are still raiders and shit all over the place, and each town and city and little settlement is not a 2-hour car ride away. So, here's how you fix it, AAA. Take notes, it's very easy. It's one simple question that will stop any open world fuck-ups like this happening in the future. If you make an open world and you make a big open world map, ask yourself, does the Fallout map, a map that is literally dying, feel more alive than ours? If yes, then your map is too big and you need to cut out half of that dull, empty wasteland. Oh, and remember how big Skyrim was, and it was so big back in the day that there were bugs and glitches out of the ass? Well, guess what? Oh yeah, that's right. Speaking of the wasteland pictures, here it is again, but his feet are going through the floor. Oh yes, the world is so big that Square couldn't find every single bug, so the game is riddled with them, and everyone's posting them. We have the foot-phasing hills here, so popular that the forums are showing the exact location of where it is. I mean, that one was my screenshot, but here is someone else from a different angle. Again, it really shows off just how dead this world is. Like, oh, we got the road down there, but all around the road is nothing but a barren, empty, dead wasteland of nothing. So yeah, anyone can do this one. Just find this particular spot on the desolate wasteland of a map and stand here, and bingo, you're in the foot-phasing hill club. But then we've got the videos themselves from people on their live streams. We got shit like this from KZ Excellent.
Till next time. Take care.
Wonder if that's a common. What? What is going on? Battle. Oh, please tell me they're in the cutscene. Please tell me they're in this cutscene. Yes! Oh my god! Yes! This is so good!
Not so bad out here once you get used to it.
Getting used to it is right.
All for us to do.
Yeah.
Buck up. We're just getting started.
Oh, sweet! Or how about another one from Tibby811? Oh my god. Maybe if you'd made a smaller world map and spent more time filling that smaller world with actual stuff and fixing this shit, we would not be in this mess. Because you see, Square Enix, bigger world doesn't always mean better. So, my final verdict for Final Fantasy 15 is a poor 2 out of 5. If you want a Final Fantasy game, then go buy World of Final Fantasy. It's what you want. It's a fun, turn-based RPG that I know you want, and you'll definitely enjoy it. This, on the other hand, is more akin to what you don't want, i.e. Final Fantasy 13. With its chaotic and obnoxious active time battle system, its extremely bland story, and characters with no personality other than we are a boy band, and a way too big open world that has fuck all in it. And heaven help you if your tour bus or car runs out of fuel, as it's a long way to the gas station. Because that's what Final Fantasy is about, right? Driving a car on a road and stopping for gas. Combine all this with the Eevee-like stat boost that you can only get from fine dining rather than battles, and the fact you're never in any danger as you're fully healed and cured after every battle, it makes it one really extremely boring slog to get through even the main story. And of course, it's serious as fuck tone that makes you completely disinterested in the story. I just started ignoring it halfway through. As like 13, it wanted you to take the war and all this magic bollocks extremely seriously, like it's GTA or some shit. And of course, it's serious as fuck tone that makes you completely disinterested in the story. I just started ignoring it halfway through. As like 13, it wants you to take the war and all this magic bollocks extremely seriously, like GTA or some shit. You've got fantasy in your name. Stop being 13. No. You know what? No. No one likes 13. But fuck. After playing this, I like 13. I might get a bit of hate for this, but 13 is way better despite its paradigm system and a lot of fucking hallways. At least 13 had turn-based battles rather than taking Sombra's translocator power way too far. At least 13 did not make Grand Pulse 1,000 million miles long and put nothing in it. Everything was relatively close while giving it a grand scale. And at fucking least 13 had some likeable characters. Granted, I can't remember this chick, or this dude, but I like Snow. Snow was a fun, wisecracking dude. He was enjoyable. I like Black Dude, can't remember his name, but his overly stereotypical black personality was funny in a world of seriousness. Lightning was moody, but at least I know her name. And of course, the funny, ditzy time traveller in the chicken suit, Chocolina, that I fucking love. Won't see any girls in chicken suits here in 15. It's way too serious for that. And again, I know Lightning's name, I know Chocolina's name, I know Snow's name. 2 of the 3 of them were bland, but they had a tiny bit of personality, enough to make them somewhat memorable. Here, I don't know any of the names, nor could I care. I don't know any of the cast of One Direction, nor this king, nor this gas station lady, because they're all bland and boring as fuck in a dead, empty, barren void of the world's largest open map on the market to date. Jesus! Lighten up, 15. The world is not going to end if you dress a girl up like a chicken. Or considering what happens in 13 Part 3 Lightning Returns, maybe it will. So, if you're looking for a good Final Fantasy game, then play 1 through 7, or 10, or World of Final Fantasy. Not this one. Or, if you're feeling a bit masochistic and want something boring, play 13, because while it's still shit, it's far better than this, and at least it has the ditzy chicken girl, Chocobocolina!